My late husband, Glenn Simmons, was probably the most amazing man I've ever known in my life. And it's been difficult for me to try to meet someone else. I used to read about Glenn when I was 17 years old, and I would tell my friends, now when I grow up, I'm going to marry Glenn Simmons. And they would roll their eyes and say, you won't even get to meet Glenn Simmons. I said, well, I'm either going to marry Glenn Simmons or Elvis Presley. I just don't know which one yet. And they'd say, well, you could probably meet Elvis Presley better than Glenn Simmons because he lives on the silk side of town and you live on the cotton side. To say you've lived with a man that never raised his voice at you, the only thing he would get upset about, actually, he'd tell me at least 25 times a day how much he loved me. And I'd say, I love you too. And finally, he'd say, well, honey, don't you love me? And I'd say, honey, I've told you over and over and over, but you keep asking and asking. That's really true. He loved me so much that he had asked God for 5 things that I thought was so cute. He said, I've only asked God for 5 things in my life. And the first one is, because I'm 13 years older than you, that when he's time to take me, I will not be with you. I said, what do you mean? He said, I don't want you to hurt. Isn't that amazing? And my husband knew that I took care of sick people. And the second thing is that it's quick. I read death certificates, he lived 20 seconds. The third thing is, he told me different things. One thing was to build Deandra a house by us. He did all this. And he'd like to pick out Deandra's husband, and he picked out Jeremy. So, everyone looked at him as the kindest, gentle soul they've ever known. But I'm not trying to replace that, because you can't replace somebody like Glenn Simmons. But it sure would be nice to have a nice guy